what are five albums essentially, or albums that kind of influenced you, or like really kind of sparked your interest in music?
Okay, now you know there's more than five,
Of
right? But okay, so I narrowed it down as best I could. Okay, so Marvin Gaye, What's Going On? Laura Nyro, and the name of the record is Christmas and the Beads of Sweat. Joe Sample, a record called Ashes to Ashes. Brasileiro by Sergio Mendes. And then Revolver, the Beatles.
I mean, with the Marvin Gaye's record, I mean, many people have spoken about that album, and they have their kind of their own recollections. What was it about Marvin's album that spoke to you?
You know, it was during a time when we were, I think the world was just going through a lot of turmoil, and nobody was really kind of talking about it. And Marvin just nailed it, he talked about family, he talked about war, he talked about, you know, but it was beautiful music, and just nobody had really touched on it quite like Marvin did. And I think that his voice even carried such emotion. It just really grabbed everybody, to this day.
And Sergio Mendes, I mean, he's one of the interesting artists where basically like his music adapts to all types of
It
genres.
does. It really does. Because it's, you know, I think the soul responds to rhythm, good rhythm, drums, beats. It's very sensual, and I think that we all kind of like that, even if we don't have any rhythm. It's just something that I think the soul responds to it. And this record, Brasileiro, that Sergio did, I remember speaking to him briefly about it, and he said that he really wanted to go back to his roots. And so the record is just full of all kinds of wonderful drum sounds and all kinds of really cool melodies, and everything is in Portuguese, and it's just amazing. You could just put that record on and just fly. It's a great, great record.
Everybody argues about their favorite Beatles record. And actually,
Sure.
you chose Revolver.
Yes.
What was it about Revolver?
There's a couple of songs out there. I believe Good Day Sunshine is one of them. And there's a few songs on there that I thought that were just very poignant. Could just see the album cover. It's kind of dark, kind of moody. And the Beatles at that time were, really still exploring and doing really nice romantic stuff. I think there's a song Roberta Flack did it also. There are places I remember. Yeah. Stuff like that. They were just so special, so special. So I mean, I could probably name all of their albums as my favorites.
And you also mentioned that, two others. One was
Oh, Laura Nyro.
yes.
Right. Yeah. I kind of I don't know how I ended up liking Laura Nyro, frankly. It must have happened when I was in college. And, I was in pretty much an all-white college, so there was a lot of country and a lot of folk music and stuff like that. So I kind of gravitated toward the folk stuff, and Laura Nyro she was someone that really fascinated me. Her and Kate Bush. Yeah, and as I was kind of starting to sing a little bit and get into music myself, these ladies kind of inspired me that way, as well as Joni Mitchell, yeah.
And then there was one more, and that was
What one was it?
like
Oh, Joe Sample.
That
Ashes to Ashes. Great, one of the most beautiful instrumental records of all time. Joe Sample is a genius.
And I mean, was that a grower of a record, or was that album that kind of grew on you, or was it immediate?
I play it all the time. And Joe Sample, I'd heard it and didn't know who it was. And then I ended up meeting Tommy LaPuma, who ended up being the producer for my Unforgettable record, and he had produced that record. So I said, I need several copies of that. and people keep taking it from me because it's so, as soon as you put it on, it's really soothing. And like I said, Joe Sample he's a great, great musician.